Dave Gardy here in the studios of FOSE TV and GOVSEC TV in preparation for the FOSE 2010 show coming up next week. And exciting, we're getting down to the deadline here. And with me again on the phone is Mr. Ahmet Houssein, who is CEO of Virtensys. Ahmet, thanks for joining us again.
Thank you for having me.
Now, last time we talked about, in prior interviews, I/O virtualization, discussed how your products can reduce costs. Once deployed in the data center, however, my question is, how will IT managers first utilize I/O virtualization to change the way they run their operation?
Yeah, the first thing that we should note on is that not only do we reduce costs, but by addressing complexity, I think that's a key element that we bring to the party. We take out complexity on how you manage your I/O and how you deploy your I/O, not only for the first time, but as you start to use your servers and as you start to change and need to adjust your servers to different I/O demands over that period. As the need for these servers change over time in your data center, you're going to need different levels of I/O, different types of connectivity. And with our solution today, you can take that wire servers once and then basically adjust them and modify them as you need over that period of time. So this is one way that the IT managers will change in the way that they use their products. They won't have to worry about messing around and changing servers, adding new I/O cards. They'll wire everything up once. Once they're wired up, then they will be able to deploy and change and modify their I/O requirements over time. And one of the key areas that this is going to become very, very significant over the next several years, as reported by Gartner, almost 30% of all servers are going to be running virtual I/O, applications on the virtual operating system environment. These applications are going to change the demand for I/O when they need it. And instead of just adding bigger, faster pipes over a period, with our solutions, you can wire it once and provide on demand their I/O resource requirements as they need to. So these are one of the key additional things that we will bring to the party in the way that the IT managers will be able to simplify their lives and reduce operational expenses through management costs and also making less mistakes, because when you move physically things around, you always disturb something and break something. So one of the values that we see.
Point well taken, which brings up the question, how large of a data center can your switches support? In that, can they scale from a single rack, let's say, to a large data center and still allow you to realize the benefits at a larger level?
Yes, absolutely. There is really, scaling can have many meanings to people, but for example, our switch goes onto the top of a rack or in the back of a blade server. So really, from that perspective, whether you have one rack or 50 racks in the data center, we can run in those environments. And once you put us into the rack, put our switch class into the rack, you will see that we will be able to manage all your I/O resources as a common system. For example, if you have an application running on one side of your data center in a particular rack, you will be able to move that application to any other server in your data center. It doesn't really matter on the size, and deploy that I/O subsystem directly to that other server without having to rewire, as long as you have one of our switches in your rack. So we can scale from a small customer having at least 10 servers or 6 servers, all the way up to thousands of servers in the data center.
It'd be good to understand how you see I/O virtualization evolving over time. Can you give us some perspective of where you see the technology going in the future?
Well, there's always the key things that happens with servers, right? Approximately every 18 months or so, servers go through a new chipset or new CPU upgrade and capabilities. With this comes need for higher performance, better utilization. So servers in themselves will evolve, and as they evolve, their needs on I/O will change. For example, next generation servers in about 18 months from now will have what they call PCI Express Gen 3, which is the next level of high performance interconnect. We will clearly take our technologies in that path. But additionally, over time, we will be starting to bring forward new usages around I/O. For example, one of the key technologies that's happening in the data centers today is solid-state disks. So we will be taking advantage of the solid-state memory technologies by providing that capability within our switch. So you can have a large amount of solid-state memory out there, centralized in our switch and deployed dynamically as and when you need it. So those are some of the glints of things that we've got coming down the pipe. And of course, we'll continue to enhance our basic functionality as new I/O devices come on board. For example, the converged Ethernet controllers that are coming out from all the famous, the key I/O suppliers. We will be taking them on board and virtualizing them as they become available in the market space.
Excellent. Very informative again. It always is talking to you. And of course, next week, Virtensys will be at booth 2423 at the FOSE show. Again, thank you for joining us, the CEO of Virtensys, Mr. Ahmet Houssein. I'm Dave Gardy here live at just in pre-event mode prior to the event for FOSE 2010, happening March 23rd to 25th. As we head down to FOSE, I'm Dave Gardy for FOSE TV and GOVSEC TV. Thanks for joining us.